What is this about? I was walking around this tree and I seen something. What's good, you guys? Today we're in the town of Seaside. And I decided, hey, why not walk around the beach and just see what's going on around the town, see all the interesting things, see what's popping. After this, we're going to go to the Tillamook Bay Lighthouse, which is some sort of abandoned lighthouse. You can't quite get right up to it because it's on an island, but there's a viewing point in which you could hike to check it out. Sounds like an awesome hike. Totally down to do that. And then we will be heading towards Astoria. And we might even make it to Washington today. Probably not. We'll see. So yeah, it's gonna be a super busy day. Probably not gonna stop filming and checking stuff out till like 8 or 9 p.m. tonight. Always a gamble in Oregon. You already know. Always a gamble to park in some dark parking lot with absolutely nobody else around. But yeah. So this is Seaside. Got the beach all over here. There's some things I want to check out along this walk, and it is 5 a.m. right now, bright and early. And after this, that hike I was talking about, the Tillamook Bay Lighthouse, you see that ginormous mountain right there? It's a couple miles past that, so we'll be having a look at that too. And then we will continue on Highway 1 off towards Astoria. Should be a pretty good day, should be productive. See, this is something I don't see too often on cross-country travels, this statue. So this is the end of the Lewis and Clark Trail. They put up a statue for that. It's cool, you know, I always like to see them. Don't see too many statues in a lot of these states. Oregon has a lot though, I've noticed that going through Oregon. There's a lot of statues of architecture, which is an antithesis of a lot. All right, let's keep going this way. I don't know where we're checking out today, but we're continuing. What I'm trying to find is Painted Rock Beach, which I believe is somewhere over this way. We should be a mile or mile and a half away. This is what we've been hiking, or walking technically. Just a good old pier, a good old beachside walk. What you're looking at right now, this is Painted Rock Beach. This is what we hiked all the way out to see. So apparently it's this small park type thing in a residential neighborhood, and people just come out, you know, with Painted Rock. Then they come and place it here. That's the history of Painted Rock Beach. And after this, what I'm thinking, so that I don't have to hike the same way, instead of hiking on the Seaside walkway, we're gonna hike the beach instead to get to the Suzuki. We hiked, I think, 2.5 miles or so. There's just tons and tons of them coming all the way, let's see, all the way up to here. And this is just about the end of it. Except they actually lined them all the way on that as well. Which, this seems to be a very much a West Coast thing, because I've never seen as many painted rocks in one area, but I noticed that in general at a lot of the beaches is people paint rocks and put them there. And apparently, from what I've heard, it's a thing where you put the rock and then someone takes it and brings it to some other location. So it's kind of like a geocache where the rocks travel. Just, you know, if anyone knows about that, let me know. Sounds fairly interesting.
Can you hear my heartbeat calling? Can you feel the love we're falling? Just take my hand and take me home tonight. Throwing caution to the wind, I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight.
All right, so what you're looking at right now is Seaside Beach, which is this humongous beach. Obviously the name comes from the town of Seaside beside us, which we gotta hike way over. You see that ginormous building over there? We gotta hike way past that. We parked at the outskirts of town, not quite the outskirts, but outside of it, so we gotta go all that way to get back to the Suzuki. 1.5 miles to go till we get to the Suzuki. After that, it's lighthouse time. I can't wait to see this lighthouse. It's gonna be awesome. Once we get off of the lighthouse, I have something. I was doing a little research as I was walking the beach, and there might be some abandoned things we have in store today. With that being said, if we don't see anything abandoned, it's just touristy stuff and type of stuff we've already seen of equivalence. This is the most random thing I've seen. Why is there a pipe sticking out of the beach? Maybe, I think it might be to tell the currents, like how high the waves are at, maybe? Who knows what that's about? I think it's for the waves. Take your best guess. What do you think it is? And we're halfway, we're at the halfway point. What are we doing? Let's see. The Elmer Fedenheiser Forest Preserve. I'm wondering if they have a trail map of where we're going. No, I think it might be on this side. Tillamook Head, that's where we're headed. To the Tillamook Head Overlook. Which will hopefully we'll be able to see the lighthouse from there. So this is where we're at right now. It is, so we're going all this way up past this actually, because Tillamook Point Lighthouse should be, it's an island out this way. Currently we're on the Tillamook hike. It should be a 6-mile round trip from the trailhead to the lighthouse itself. It's unmarked, which means I'm constantly checking my phone to see which trail is right, because they have all these different trails going and they lead you all different places. So it's super easy to get lost out here if you don't have a GPS. And some people even backpack this because you could spend overnight. They have places for that since it goes over 20 miles if you wanted to take the whole hike. We just want to see that lighthouse and the awesome overlook. So a 6-mile hike is not too bad. We'll be able to do that within a few hours and we'll be back. I was walking around this tree and I seen something. What is up with this? Who left hiking things here? Like what? I didn't know it was that steep of a hike. Some people like hiking with this type of stuff. Personally, I couldn't do it. I have the camera in one hand and a dog leash in the other. So all my hands are taken, but if you really wanted it easy, get yourself some hiking sticks. And we continue up, which this trail, it's just a bunch of switchbacks, literally. It's super steep, but this goes to the top of the mountain. We began at the base of the mountain, and now I see why nobody else was in the trailhead. It's just because it's an awesome hike, but not many people want to hike 7 miles. Well, 6 miles, 7 if you go to the beach down below. We're not headed to the beach, we're just gonna see the overlook. Prior to seeing this overlook and awesome abandoned lighthouse, I hope you put a like and comment down below. I read every single comment that's left on the video and I appreciate it big time. I gotta show you guys something. The biggest root system I've ever seen on a tree. You know, we've seen some big trees in Oregon. This takes the cake for the largest ones. Even in the redwoods, they weren't as big as this. It's huge. I'll stand next to it for scale, but yeah, it's just seeing the root system too. It's so incredibly intricate looking. It's so large, I can't even fit the full thing in the camera shot. The hiking is quite easy now because we've hit the top of the mountain, which means the rest of it is just a flat hike. The reason they build these up like this is because during the rain season, these trails get extremely muddy. This is one of the sections of Oregon that rains the most. So we have a lot of wood built up like that so you don't get your shoes too muddy. Since we're in the fall, it's not quite rain season yet, so don't gotta worry about mud. Now that is a really nice overview, always with the overlooks. First overlook of the day. The funny thing is, we're so high up. Those waves look crazy calm right now, but in actuality, this is the cold ocean. Those waves are just humongous. I love this view though. We made it. That is the Tillamook Lighthouse, which that's abandoned. That's not operational or anything like a lot of the lighthouses we've seen on the series, the Oregon series, but that one's abandoned. This is with the digital zoom on and the lens zoomed all the way. I guess there's a digital lens. I did not know that. That just shows how little I know about my cameras. Yeah, we could kind of see it though. It's a really neat one. Oh, what? It wasn't zoomed in. Okay, now we got it. Look at that. It's insane to see though that they literally built it on a rock like that. Can you imagine the trouble they went through just to get supplies way out there? Although this was a very important installment for this lighthouse, since we have Seaside and all those towns. The whole beach and ocean area is super rocky, so it was known for a lot of crashes. So it played a very important and intricate part in protecting the coastline and protecting everyone from crashing. What do you think? Was it worth the hike out? It's been 2.5 hours and this is what we got to show. I'd say so. I love the lighthouse. I always like seeing lighthouses, especially ones that are free to look at. Since really nobody else is willing to make the hike out, it's like, damn, we got to do it. We got to go out, got to go above and beyond. What's up, Lee? Had to keep you leashed. There's another dog nearby. What is this about? A tunnel? Are you kidding me? I would so go in this right now if I was able to. Why did they gotta fence it off on us? You can see people have been here before from the graffiti on the inside. But unfortunately, we can't go tunneling today. I'm very curious what we stumbled upon. Welcome to the Escalola Park Hikers Camp. Okay, so we're at a camp. Cool. So if you're backpacking, this is where you camp. If you want to. It's neat. So it's almost like if you remember the volunteer cabins we've seen on the channel. Hell, last year, about 2 years ago, we seen a bunch of relatively abandoned volunteer cabins. So it's kind of the same situation as that, you know? Just a place to spend a night. I'm hiking back to the Suzuki right now, and I just had to see this massive overlook. It's amazing looking. I'm going to zoom out in a second. Although I gotta admit, this zoom feature, I never knew this was on my video camera. This makes it kind of easy to see what's around me. Wow, that is one rugged terrain though. That's a really nice Jeep. So, my plan now, which by the way it is 12 o'clock, is I say let's go get some lunch and then continue out towards Astoria, Oregon.
Running so fast, can you find me in the dark? Oh baby, close your eyes and listen to the beat of my heart. Take my hand, don't be afraid. A love like ours just can't be tamed. Take my heart, just
Why you close it on us? You blow. I want to see the lake. This is the road to Calabi Lake, which apparently is closed off for some reason. I don't know why. None of the reviews said that. Their website didn't mention it being closed, but they got a big gate around a lake. I want to come see this lake just because I left Seaside. I'm headed towards Astoria on Highway 1 and wanted to stop off. Everyone knows what a Big Mac looks like. We're just going to chill for now. I'm driving around trying to find some off-road trails. I believe to the right of me is an OHV area. We'll find out. Got it. Let's go. Two-wheel drive. Let's see what we could do. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Holy crap, my bad. That was a stupid decision made by me. Gotta drive this home. I can't forget. Gotta drive this home tonight. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Dude. Damn. The sand, I'm telling you, the sand, the terrain just changes just like that, where it's packed and then it's just soft in an instant. It just turns to soft sand. Like this feels like a road, and then we just go over to a different section, like over this way it looks kind of soft, and it just completely changes. This is gonna be soft. I plan to camp outside of this area today. I'm not going to make it all the way to Astoria, although I'm going to camp in the mountains outside of it. And this is why. I talked to a park ranger today because I noticed at this state park that there are a lot of signs that said permit required for this and that. There's some really neat stuff I want to check out here. And I talked and I was like, how much does it cost? You know, is there any way around it? That's neat. You gotta always ask, is there any way around a fee? You know, is there any way around a regulation? And they said that basically they have the fees because of how crowded it gets. So if I go early in the morning, I could go places where the fee is required and get away with it if there's nobody else around. That's what I was told. So my plan is to check out Fort Stevens tomorrow. We're not checking out the whole thing, but we're gonna check out some of the things I have pinpointed on my map, such as an abandoned boat wreck. Suzuki's pulled off on the side of this off-road trail, and we're gonna go down to the beach for one last time. Keep in mind, this might be the last time we see the beach in the state of Oregon. The rest of the beaches of this cross-country series will be Washington. We got to see an Oregon beach one last time. Not that there's going to be any difference between Washington and Oregon beaches, I assume, because it's just, you know, it's just over the river. That's what divides Oregon and Washington, is one single river. So yeah, gonna go down to the beach. We'll take some time lapses and see what's going on. It's a nice area though. It's really nice. Not even gonna lie, like after that hike today, I felt kind of tired out, so I've been just sitting back for the past hour and a half watching YouTube videos. I don't watch too much YouTube nowadays, just, you know, I'm out living, I'm out traveling, I don't really have time to do it. It's always good to watch all the channels that I'm subscribed to that I never get a chance to watch, and just keep updated. Well, this is awesome looking. Today's waves are hella calm. These are the calmest waves I've seen at the ocean. The tide is coming in, however. It's around 5 o'clock. So the Columbia River divides Washington and Oregon. That's what you're looking at right now. That's the Columbia. And it goes throughout the entire state. And that's just a huge line that divides the two states. Super neat on that. So the moment we cross the Columbia, tomorrow when we cross it, we will be in Washington. We've spent a long time in Oregon. I believe up a month and a half at least. It feels like we've been here for a very long time, and I definitely wasn't expecting to spend this long in the state of Oregon, but it's just such an amazing place, and I am astonished by just what it has to offer in general. It's one of the greatest states I've ever seen. You know, there's some states where you kind of forget about them the moment you enter them, or there's just nothing remarkable about them. Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas. Sorry if I offended anybody, but you know, those aren't exactly places where people are like, hey, I want to go vacation there, you know. It's not going to happen. But have you ever heard someone be like, Des Moines bound? I can't wait to get to Des Moines. No, man. But have you heard of someone be like, I can't wait to see Los Angeles or freaking Santa Cruz or Eureka or any freaking Brookings? You know, those are vacation destinations. So Oregon's one of those states where it's so beautiful. If you want to travel cross country, if you want to freaking experience what the US has to offer, Oregon's one of those states where you got to see it. And if you're traveling, you're probably going to go to Cali just because of how amazing of a state it is when it comes to the environment. I'm not talking about politics or anything like that, but just the environment from Death Valley to the Redwoods to Yosemite. It's going to be around Oregon, and I feel like a lot of people overlook Oregon. Gotta come visit. Follow Highway 1. Highway 1 is the greatest experience I've had traveling across the US. Whoa, it's like a grassland. What? This place is a trip. It's so freaking cold out right now though. It's 7 o'clock, about to be 8 o'clock, and you got this coastal chill. I'm telling you, every night you get this coastal chill going along the coastline, the west coast, and it's just so freaking cold feeling. That's the beach. We've already seen enough beaches today. This is on the adjacent side though, because this way, so if you're going straight this way, that's Astoria, that's Washington. And then off this way, this is more of Oregon. Really spectacular looking though.
Don't be afraid. A love like ours just can't be tamed. Take my heart, just feel the beat. We'll leave tonight.
That shipwreck was known as the Peter Iredale shipwreck, which is what I was planning on going to look at tomorrow. Although it turned out, hey, I want to see it today. I don't want to go back to that area. I don't want to backtrack. So tomorrow we're going straight to Astoria, and after that, Washington bound. It's going to be a really good day. I got to get up around 5 a.m. tomorrow to get all that done. I just went shopping. I went to Walmart, and yeah, I'm pretty hungry, so we're going to cook something up real quick and head straight to bed. Let's get cooking. Hear them sizzle. Look at these things. They look pretty good, man. Do they not? Cooking it. Here's the thing about my cooking. It doesn't look good, but after a long frickin' day of going hiking, and dude, I must have went at least 12 miles today. It's just been one place after the next. When I said this morning that it was going to be from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., I wasn't lying. It is now 10:30 p.m. That's pretty good. Be sure to put a like, comment down below, subscribe. It's been real. I'm gonna go to bed. It's super late. Gotta get up early tomorrow. Every single day is a daily vlog.